So find a good posture for meditation. And just be aware of your breath for a few breaths to help your mind settle. And just be aware of yourself where you're sitting. The experience of yourself being here in this present moment. And as we do this, it's likely that you have a sense of self or me that's independent, a kind of solidity and independence. That's before we check up. When we look into it, it's not like that. So there's this kind of first impression, this feeling, and then if we examine it, it's not the case. It doesn't exist. We don't exist exactly as we appear, as solid and separate. Because when we look for a separately existing independent I, we can't find it. What we find is a combination of factors, body and mind, each changing moment by moment. The cells in our body are changing, although we can't see it. There is so much activity on the physical level, but also our mind is, and will be aware of this, very momentary. We've probably already had so many experiences just sitting here for a couple of minutes. We don't always notice them. So something that's in flux, momentary, changing, based on causes and conditions, because we're here based on a whole load of factors. Our existence at all, plus the very minute and more specific details of just happening to be in this place right now. So many causes, so many conditions. So we just label me, I, on all these parts of body and mind that have come together through these causes and conditions. And conventionally, that's quite valid. There is a person sitting here meditating, but not in the way that it appears when we don't examine, as though there's a solid separate me. But it's this misunderstanding that leads to self-grasping, which is based on a misconception, based on ignorance. And on this basis, we then create all the other afflictions of attachment, aversion, and so on. Jealousy, pride, etc. Which then, of course, fuels this sense of self-cherishing, of going after what I want, what I need, me, mine. Rather than the universal responsibility, which is holiness said is the key to our survival, that brings harmony and happiness for everyone. So in this way we can see that bodhicitta, which is grown on the basis of love and compassion, and an understanding of emptiness, which counteracts ignorance, support each other in our development towards enlightenment. So they help us with the goal, but they also help us with the path. Because if we didn't have this misconception of self as somehow existing solidly independently, we wouldn't have the afflictions that come along, that lead us to create negative karma, lead to negative results, suffering. And we would be able to much more easily grow the universal responsibility of thinking of others, to breaking down this discrimination between friends and enemies, which is a totally unreliable division. Maybe we wouldn't use the word enemy, maybe it's too strong for us, but really people that we're not concerned about, not in tune with. So to bring about a new civilization, this love and compassion is so important to developing universal responsibility. Because if we understand emptiness, we can understand how beings suffer, not just in the short term, but how they create the causes for future suffering. So this can deepen our compassion and our concern. And it also gives us a method of recognizing there's a way out of this trap of cyclic existence. So just think about applying this to yourself and how your wish to develop a way out of suffering can be universalized towards others. How we can all develop a stronger sense of connection and kindness. How we can create different communities based on a different basis of trust, harmony, and genuine concern. So dedicate all the energy from this evening, from this course, from all the thinking and work you've put into it, the ripples that have carried through during the week in between the classes, the ripples ahead that will help you sustain your quest for bodhicitta and emptiness. Just recite the dedication prayers together. Mm-hmm.
Lama Sangye Drupyurne Drowa Chikyang Maluba Te Yi Sala Ge Parashon Jang Chub Zem Chagrin Boshi Ma Kye Panam Kye Gyurchi Kye Wa Nyam Ba Me Ba Yang Go Nye Gondu Pelwarasho Gangri Rawe Korwe Shinkamdi Bendan Dewa Malu Jurwene Chenre Ziwan Tenzin Gyatso Yi Shape Site Badu Ten Gyurchi Tu Sil Jan Ching Jan Gen Gyalwe Tenzin Kyo Belwe Kanza Daborje Chosun Korwe Legmendudum Aja Sodil Jegadujante. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sharing and participating. And good luck until we meet again.